Can you guys hear me? There's only 2 people watching. So. I can't hear anything. You hear me? You hear me? Oh, can you hear me? And then tell me if you can hear what's going on. Hello. Can you help me and tell me, first of all, can you hear me? Can you hear what's going on? Alright, so, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Please help. Right, you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can somebody specifically put screen yesterday? You can't hear me now. No, you can't hear me. That's true. So can you hear me now? Well, there's not much point if I can't show you the screen, because that's the whole point of this whole video, is to show you stuff. That should make me sound better. I don't know. I mean, this, I don't think you can hear this. Can you hear this? So my mic, I can't use if I use the DJI as a camera, because then I have to use the wire into my laptop, which means I can't stick the mic up its arm. So I think the camera is good enough for my purpose. So Rich Mind Academy When you said turn the volume of the live down, does that mean you could actually hear the twister? Might works, just you need to turn up the volume. Might works, just you need to turn the volume a bit. Okay, so that makes you could hear it. I can't hear it. I need to hear it. If I stick that on, you can hear the video. And that sounds awful. The video is loud on you, but the video is not on now, right? How's that in terms of the sound of the video? And how am I sounding? That's better. Okay, so I can't hear the video, which is going to make this very difficult. That could be a good starting point. Switching on my headphones. Such a big time. Great. That's better, I believe. Okay, so are we good to go? Like, is it working? Are we happy? Let's make this nice and big. Alright, so this is lovely, isn't it? This is London. I think this was yesterday or the day before. I'm sure you've all seen it. But yeah, that's what's happening in London. I have a few more clips of it, which are quite telling. This one is really good. So in this one, no, not that one. Alright, this is a nice comparison video. So this is, oh no, I don't think it shows my which actually. I remember that wasn't as good as I thought. Where's the one of the leftists getting told? There's a really good one where the leftist goes, we're on the same team, mate. And the guys marching just go, no, we're not. Oh, bloody hell, I've made a mess of this. This is good. This is not a good start. It might get a bit better. Right, this is an interesting video. Let's have a look at this one.
I'm live and direct. What's going on, my people? As you can see, I'm live and direct with all the brothers behind me. It's the beginning of the turnout. What, a few hundred of the brothers? Everyone's ready. Not for violence or hate. They're here to stand ground on our own area, which is Tower Hamlets. What's going on, my people? As you can see, I'm live and direct with all the brothers behind me.
So, they're not there for violence. Great. I mean, it looks pretty scary and violent to me. But what's really interesting is when it says we're here to protect our streets, Tower Hamlet. So Tower Hamlet's no longer part of England. It's now belongs to foreigners. Can you imagine if we did that and went to name any country, Pakistan, India, Dubai, and decided that part of it was ours? You know, I know as an expat that we don't do that. We respect the culture that we're in, and we embrace the culture that we're in, and we contribute to the culture that we're in, and it's just so backward. It is so backward. Sorry, I find it's really difficult to get used to this whole. Also, what I need to do is actually put the videos in order of what I want to show clearly. So I'm learning. This is going to be a bit of a shit show, but that's the way it is. What's this one? So I hadn't actually seen this one. Whose streets are streets? Wow, it's really quite something. So I think we can clearly say from that this particular group of people, and that's not me talking about the wider religion, but like this particular group of people that are in England, clearly intend to take over certainly parts of England, and it seems that that's becoming more and more parts of England. They're certainly not here to respect the culture or integrate. Very, very worrying. Let's see what you guys have got to say. Oops, I didn't mean to click that one. I used to live in Tower Hamlets until 2018. Couldn't get a GP appointment. Place was full of people. But these people working in the supermarkets and doctor's surgery were lovely. Interesting share. Delightfully not, thinks we should stop all their benefits from the government and send them back to whatever country they align with. Yeah, I mean, it seems that when you offer handouts, you get the people from these societies, and it's many countries all around the world that are, you're not going to leave your country if it's working out for you. You're going to leave your country if, one, you want to spread certain ideologies to the West, or two, and most prevalently, I think, is if it's not working out for you, and therefore you're going to become an economic migrant with a soft-touch country that seems to be giving you absolutely everything, but not its own people. Very, very strange. And I'm a right-winger, then I moved to Keir Starmer's constituency and couldn't choose between GP appointments. I mean, this is it. It's very, very, very scary. I really want to find that one where the leftist gets just pushed in the face. It is so funny. I'm sure I've got it.
Everyone's ready.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, here's a new video that has just been released by Mr. Khan. Let's have a listen to this.
It's him again. You can feel his breath. Would you report it? Is that his bag? He's not carrying one. 1 second. 2 seconds. Would you report it? He finds an excuse.
So, thank you, Mr. Khan, for dealing with the big issue that women are facing. Lots of sexual assaults going on. Yes, that is a problem. But do the majority of the men carrying it out look like this man? This looks like bullshit to me, and programming and demonization of the Western man.
Used to lean into you. Would you report it? He pushes his groin right into you. 90% of unwanted sexual behavior on public transport goes unreported. You can report anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. Report it to stop it.
Yeah, it really pisses me off. It really pisses me off, man. Because there aren't many people who actually buy into this and believe it. And like, I'm not saying there's never an English guy that does something wrong with regards to this, but it's not what's happening, and it's not why we're getting such crazy statistics around it at the moment. It's definitely an imported problem, as the statistics prove. Yeah, imagine being an actual Londoner, like, and this was the big issue in, where was it, where the first hotel protest really kicked off? Oh my god. The place where there was the first big hotel protest. You know, they were Londoners that had been forced out of London, so they knew, you know, they'd already experienced it, and then their new place was suddenly, you know, getting a load of hotel people. Yeah, I'm trying. Am I doing all right? You know, and this is the thing, like, Muslim societies are actually the best run. Like, in many ways, like, you look at Dubai, you look at Arab Emirates, you look at Indonesia, like, you don't see this. Like, you don't see this. This isn't a problem with the faith, like, because their actual countries run really well. But it just seems that, and it's not even, you know, just those people either. It's a whole range of foreigners that we have in the UK that I can only assume are not getting on with their own societies, hence why they've come to the UK, and they seem to be very different. They seem to be very different from what I see when I live in these Muslim countries, which is just total friendliness, no crime. Have you seen that video from Dubai where people leave gold on top of a car and everyone just walks past it? Like, so this isn't a Muslim problem. This is a people that are coming to the UK problem and have no respect for the UK and seem to want to change the UK or take over the UK. I don't quite know, but it's a much bigger problem than that. This is how it has all been planned and organised. Sorry, I'm really struggling with this because of the whole Twitter thing and jumping back and forth and, you know, having to word things very carefully. It's all very difficult. I've known for years, just watching it all play out, and now people in the skies, especially after getting the jab. Yeah, it really seems to have done something, doesn't it? Like, I think it's just like totally popped the third eye as they destroyed it. So intuition, not necessarily a spiritual thing. I'm from Sheffield! Awesome! And used to live near Worlow Bench Green, where you used to do all your walks. Oh, that's really cool, man. Investigated by who? No, I wouldn't. I just can't believe for a minute that the authorities are investigating him because he's one of them. Absolutely, it is, Tom. Some of my best mates are Muslims and are good people. It's illegal immigrants who aren't checked out and excessive immigration that is the problem. Yeah. It's definitely not. It's definitely not a Muslim issue. It's a crap people issue, and I think like top of the charts for abuse of women are, is it Eritreans? I'm not even sure how you say it. I think Afghanistanis and Somalians come up very high. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, probably. Sid Jonas is always on it. Alright, let's try this Twitter thing again. I'm really struggling with it. What else have we got? We don't want to listen to him, do we? Oh no, this is a Dutch advert. I don't need to put the sound on this one. I'll just show you because you can kind of see what's happening. And the claims are that I need to put it into AI and get the transcript of it. But basically, you know, it's a Dutch couple kissing and making love. And then this guy pops in and basically says that they're racists and it's wrong for white people to have children. And it's just another fucking level, isn't it? Like, I haven't checked it, but that's what it's posted as. And you can tell from watching it that it is. So they're wrong for procreating, and they should go and procreate with somebody outside of the Dutch culture. Just unbelievable. I mean, that is overt racism. Yeah, it's all right because it's against white people. Just crazy. Now, there's so many comments I want to respond to, but I just can't. Oh, it's so difficult. It is so difficult. I just put this one in to remind me, but I already spoke about it on my last live, to remind me about Candice Owens talking about Elon Musk being a lizard. I'd really like to get your opinions on that, and I'd like to get your opinions on Candice Owens. Like, you know, I feel like she's too big, and I have seen her doing the devil horns and that. But what she says is amazing. And she's like, yeah, she's talking about the real stuff now. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Why is she exposing the aliens or whatever they are, demons? Okay, yeah, let's have a look at Southampton. Something's happening in Southampton. Ooh, this looks cool.
This is a turnout. This is a turnout already. Tell me your numbers, please.
323 at the moment.
Soak that in, will you? Soak that in, boy.
Yeah, don't worry about
Soak that in.
So something caused this.
That's him, yeah, that's him. He is a legend, you're right.
Oh yeah, that's not in doubt.
This is
I mean,
a
he's just
turnout.
awful.
This is a turnout already. Tell me your numbers, please.
323 at the moment.
Soak that in, will you? Soak that in, boy.
Yeah, don't worry about
Soak that in.
So what's happening here? What's instigated this? Is it spontaneous? Has somebody been eating grapes? Or has it been planned for a while?
This is a turnout. This is a turnout already. Tell me your numbers.
Anti-immigration protesters clash with lefty stand-up to racism protesters. The lefties are aggressive and willing to use violence, so please act accordingly by kettling them.
So we'll just come into the safe side, yeah.
Is it organised by Tommy Robinson, or is that just a general term for people protesting like this, in your opinion? Yeah, I mean, there's bound to be a lot of people here that believe in Tommy Robinson. I don't think we can hold that against them because everyone's waking up gradually at their own stage. So I don't think what's, you know, I know what you're saying and I agree with it. I don't think we can just dismiss this because they support Tommy Robinson. I mean, it shows a shift in England. I mean, in COVID times, we were all crying out for stuff like this, weren't we? Like, why won't people protest? So now that they're protesting, like to smear them because they're still a bit retarded, some of them, you know, I don't know. Like, I get it. Okay, so Rustic Journal thinks it might be a planned UKIP march. Man, I can feel my brain flying with these fucking things. Right, the whole X thing does my head in. The headphones thing does my head in even more, literally. So I think we might be done with that. So this has been a bit of a damp squib, but it's been more of a learning experience from my point of view. So I think we're probably done unless there's any more comments or anything people want to talk about. Yeah, it's so not worth it, is it? Like, I never use them. I never, ever use them. But just for this, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to use them to make the video quality. But it was fucking crap anyway. So, but I could feel it. I can actually feel it. Like, oh, so not worth it. What a shame that I got Bluetooth ones. Stephen bought them for me. Should have got wired ones. I mean, if I was to use a wire with them, would that? There's a headphones. There's a little headphone input thing. So if I was to do that, would that stop them being Bluetooth? Because they're really good quality, and obviously I don't want to buy any more. So yeah, would that stop the Bluetooth thing, or would they still just fry my brain? Yeah, I can't make a lot of these comments up because it's just not worth it. But you know, they're very interesting. Thank you. All right, just a bit of information, and hopefully some people put some interesting questions in or comments in, and we can keep the live going. But so I'm back posting every day on this channel, and I'm back to doing longer videos. I think today's video at 4:30 is probably one of the best so far, genuinely. So I really hope you guys get a chance to check that out. It's traveling through Guatemala, and it is just mental. Like I can't even tell you how mental it is. I really hope you get a chance to watch that. 4:30. No need to apologise at all, Rich Mind Academy. Like, you know, you're welcome to comment all you want, but you know, I've just got to be aware of my situation. I'm in the YouTube situation. You just got to be careful. Unfortunately, it's very boring. Yeah, it's really crap, man. Like, I usually just say whatever I wanted on Not Today's Item, but you know, I lost the channel, and then I've got to be mindful of places that I want to live in this world and want to visit in this world. You know, it's a really tricky situation. Yeah, I mean, I didn't. Right, so Argentina, you'll see in about 5 videos time. That was horrible. It was the only country that I felt truly unsafe in. I was only in Buenos Aires, and I left straight away. One, because of a crazy situation I thought I was in, which didn't even exist, but it was real to me. But actually, it was because the cash machines charged you so much money to get your cash out. I was just like, I'm not doing that. My plan was to stay in Argentina for quite a while. I had a little town that I wanted to visit, but every time you took money out, I can't even remember, but it was insane. It was like, it was a lot of money. It was, the bank charges were just insane. So that finished me off. But I felt truly unsafe there. But I saw a lot of, well, a few solo women traveling in Mexico. Now I know the grape stats aren't very good there, so maybe not. But from my experience, it seems safe. Guatemala felt very safe. Whether whether it is for a solo woman or not, I'm not sure. But it definitely, certainly around Lake Atilan, it felt very safe. I think El Salvador really is safe. Now, I'm pretty sure he's a puppet too, but Bukele has really changed things there, and it's serious prison sentences if you do anything like that. So I would say El Salvador, probably out of the places I went to. But also, I think if you're in a tourist area of Guatemala, you're going to be fine, and I think Mexico as well if you're in a tourist area, but. I'd hate to say it and then something awful happens to a woman, because obviously I'm not a woman, so I didn't really experience it, but it just felt so safe to me. Certainly, like, if you compare it to England, it's definitely safer than England. All of those countries are definitely safer than England. Yeah. So I really want to do lives, and there's, I can't just talk about my traveling because it's all documented everywhere anyway. So I'll just be repeating what you're going to see in the videos. And but I really miss talking about what's going on in the world. But it's very hard. It's very hard when you're traveling the world and you have to be mindful of the cultures that you're in, and it's very difficult. So Not Today Satan will be back around November the 10th or 11th, I think. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that is just so true. Like, it's a bit of a null and void question. Like, I think it's very understandable. Like, we've been conditioned to think these places are dangerous, and our life experience thus far has told us the UK is relatively safe. And then it's all changed in such a rapid, fast time that, we're still kind of in that. But when you're asking that question from England, anywhere really is safe. But the answer to your question is Southeast Asia. Like, if you want to travel or get out of England and be safe, then Southeast Asia is definitely the safest place. I did go to Argentina and I absolutely hated it. It's there's only 2 days worth of videos from there, I think. There's only about 10 videos left of the whole Latin America thing. Then we're in Bali, via a horrendous day in Barcelona. My plan was to go to Uruguay because I believe cannabis is legal there, and it's 10 years tax-free, relatively easy to get a second citizenship. So Uruguay was kind of a country I really had my eye on, but after my experiences in Argentina and Chile, I just thought, F this. I'm going back to where I know. I'm going back to Southeast Asia. It's the best. I love it. It's cheap. It's easy. And oh my God, it was the best decision I've ever made. Like, as much as I want to look at getting a second passport and all that, Southeast Asia is just amazing. So yeah, I'm about to move to a country outside of Southeast Asia because somebody's made a really kind offer to live in the forest with them, and it just sounds amazing. And I'm really looking forward to it. But if it wasn't for that, I think I would just bounce around Southeast Asia. I feel like saying for the rest of my life, but certainly for, the next 5 years. Like, I mean, obviously the world can change at any minute and who knows what's going to happen. But, so, everything is just hassle compared to Southeast Asia. Like, Latin America was amazing, and I'm really glad I saw the bits that I saw, and I'm really glad I went there. I'm really glad I experienced it. But it kind of just confirmed to me that I want to be in Southeast Asia. Like, it's so noisy. So noisy. Like, every shop has got a massive stereo system booming out of it. Every car, not every car, but enough cars going by are blasting out music. And like, yeah, I see the vibe of that, and I see that the people are free, and there's bits of it that I like, but it wasn't me. It wasn't me. So I can't really answer that question because I was mainly in tourist areas. Obviously, I don't know you that well, and all I'd say to that is, you know, I was the same when I was in England. It's very easy to idolize like living in a rural place in a foreign country, and I would have said exactly the same. I don't want to be in tourist areas, but when you're doing it, one, traveling wise, it's much easier with tourist areas. But actually, if you're in the outskirts in these countries, it's incredibly boring and there's very little going on. And you'll probably be like, oh, that's exactly what I want. And it is what I want as well. Like, you know, you see my footage, you know me, we WhatsApp each other. Like, you know that I'm not like, oh, I want to go to bars and I want to do all the tourist shit. Like, no, not at all. But it's hard enough living in a foreign country. If you then take it to the extreme and live in a rural part, and I know you're very good with language, and I know you would dedicate yourself to that, so it maybe would work for you. You know, I don't know, but yeah, I think it's enough of a culture shock to go and live or even travel in another country. I think if you go straight to the sticks, like, I think that would be very challenging. But you know, I know you're very competent, and if anyone can do it, I'm sure it's you. I didn't feel safe in England last time I visited. Didn't feel safe on the streets. I was a minority, but found the government very menacing. Yeah. Yeah, I felt safe in my suburbs in Sheffield, but in the city centre, I can't say I felt unsafe, but I was definitely aware that you know, it was going that way, and it was there. Like, there were a couple of times where I passed like big gangs of youth, who aren't traditionally English, and yeah, I was definitely like, okay, this could kick off at any moment. Where I live in Scotland has not been affected yet, but I dare say it will be in time. Okay, so you're coming from comparing it to a place that hasn't been affected yet, and therefore is still safe. Yeah, I don't think I've really got much more to add in terms of. So yeah, where you are now is probably slightly safer, but yeah, I mean, for me, it's all about your energy and aura, whether that's going to happen to you anyway. And I think you might not word it like that, but I think you will have similar beliefs. I moved to the UK in February. I've lived all over the world in the last 20 years, and by far the UK is the place I feel the least safe, while everyone here is afraid to go anywhere. So why did you move to the UK now? I'd really like to hear that. Wow, that sounds amazing. Why do you want to leave? Like, I get like your fears. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, the tyranny obviously would be the main answer, and the possibility. But I mean, I mean, how long is it going to take for places like that to get invaded? I would think quite a while, but maybe not. Maybe not. Probably about the same time. It was awful. So I went there with. So this is when I was being very gullible and falling for something very stupid and obvious, but I did forfeit. So I went there with so I was believing that all the gangs in South America were. I mean, it was just mental. I can't believe I fell for it, but I was believing that all the gangs in South America were looking for me. So South America, or Latin America, I should say. So that no longer felt safe. So I told myself, oh, Europe will be safe. So I went to Barcelona, and straight away the hotel prices just finished me off. Like, within a day, I was booking flights to Southeast Asia. Like, I was paying 60 quid for a crap room. And then, oh my God, like, on the doorsteps, I film it, on the doorsteps to my hotel was somebody who built our country, and like, just mental, like, the perfect candidate for why people are now arguing that the asylum should be reopened, like really scary mental. And he was lighting a CrossFit Hall to my hotel. Yeah, it was awful. And then I was on the balcony. I think it was, what was it, the last joint I had? It would have been the last joint I had. Yeah, I can't remember where he was from, but he was super friendly. Maybe he was Indian or Pakistani, I'm not sure. But he was super friendly. He was off his head, he was coked off his tits, but somebody smoked a joint with me. I was offering me all the other stuff, but I was just like, no, just a joint, thanks. And so we were on a balcony overlooking Barcelona, and oh my God, it was carnage. Like, there were 3 guys chasing this other guy, and I'm like, what happened? So he went around the corner, but like, I was just like, yeah, I need to get out of here. This was a bad move. I fancy Mexico, and everyone says, no, it's too dangerous, but I truly don't believe that. I used to feel safe where I live, but now I don't. Just suddenly I'm seeing all sorts, and honestly, feel Mexico. I mean, I would say go with your feeling. I think that's the way to go. Personally, I wouldn't recommend Mexico to live in. I wouldn't say don't live there. I wouldn't say there's a problem with living there. I think it's amazing, but you know, they're talking about digital IDs too. I love Mexico. Like San Cristobal was amazing. Yeah, I just think there's better places to live. But honestly, if that's your feeling, then that's what you need to follow. Like, always follow your feeling and trust your instinct. Wow, I don't think I knew you were in. I feel like am I right in saying you've been commenting on my videos like this 3-4 weeks? I mean, maybe it's longer. I can't remember. Yeah, it would be really cool to meet you. I think you've just emailed me today, actually, haven't you? I've just glanced at my email. I think I've seen you finally directly emailed me, so I think we're going to be friends. Good afternoon, by the way. Ah, yeah, this is interesting. Malaysia is meant to be amazing and cheaper than Singapore. Muslim but moderate, modern, friendly people. Yeah, I mean, many of the best countries in the world are Muslim, that's for sure. Like, I'm having a great time in Indonesia. Yeah, so I hear it's really beautiful beaches, really beautiful nature. Definitely on the list. We'll definitely go in the next. I think for me, Philippines. So once I've done with the forest, I think Philippines is probably top of the list. I think it could be amazing. I'm sure it is amazing. And then probably Malaysia. Like, I've already done Cambodia. I haven't really. I've only seen Hanoi and Vietnam, and I'm pretty sure Vietnam is amazing too. So yeah, Philippines, Malaysia, and Vietnam are probably top of my list for countries that I want to see next. Yeah, I don't know if you were here for the start of the video, and you've probably seen it anyway, but we just covered a march in London that looked very, the word you use. Ah, interesting. I'm really interested to know more about where you live, but maybe you don't want to share your exact location, no problem. I've lived in in a South American country for 11 years now. On the whole, it's much safer in the UK. So that is an opinion you can trust much more than mine, seeing as I was only in the whole of Latin America for, you don't really know because my time perception is terrible, something like 4 months. Oh, no, we don't speak to him. No. So expensive. Like if I understand your situation, obviously I don't know all the details, but just from what you've shared, you know, it seems to me like you are very much like myself, like determined to make it outside of UK, but don't really have the finances to do it or not comfortably. You won't last a minute in Barcelona. So unless you want to stay in a hostel, in a dorm, and even the dorms are like $30 or £30. So I managed to find, honestly, like, I shat myself when I first went to Barcelona. The first hotel I walked into, like, looked really cheap, £120 a night. And they were all like that. And I managed to find one for £60 by asking a taxi driver to take me to the cheapest hotel he knew that wasn't a dorm. It's impossible, I think, unless you like really plan it and get some sort of homestay or you couch surf or something like that. Like, Barcelona is an absolute no-no. I think the only possibility in Europe is Eastern Europe, which is also on my radar. Somewhere I want to experience. Yeah. Okay. I mean, would you class San Cristobal? You obviously saw a lot of San Cristobal through my videos. Would you class that as busy? I mean, certainly the roads got quite busy, but to me that didn't feel busy. And I'm the same. Like, Sheffield is the greenest city in Europe, I believe. Like, anyway, it's very, even if that's not true, it's very green. I lived on the countryside. I never really went into a city centre other than to make YouTube videos. I spent all my time in the woods or in my bedroom. So like, I really am the same. And I didn't feel like San Cristobal was too busy. However, it was too noisy. Yeah, and expensive and invaded. Yeah, I definitely think, so I really, at first I thought Paraguay was a place to get a visa and all that, and it is a good option, but it soon fell right down my list. And, I was like, I'm going to go to the sticks. But, once you're out there, you realize it's bloody difficult. But if and I know you would learn the language, that would make a huge difference. Rural but by the sea, not touristy or British at all, somewhere quiet. I mean, yeah, the same stuff that I've been saying to rustic journals, really. Like, it's very easy to idolize that, but unless you're an experienced traveler, it's very difficult to make that happen straight away. But where there's a will, there's a way. Yeah, I mean, I just don't think Spain or mainland Europe is the answer at all. I was walking through West London yesterday and a Somalian started swearing at me for no reason and told me to F off. He walked past his own kind and didn't say anything. This is the new England now. Yeah, it seems to be the case, doesn't it? Honestly, re-safety in the UK, chef, I had so much grief as a teenager in the 90s. I've barely had any over a decade, so I don't really have a social life and wander around alone at night nowadays. So you're in Sheffield, and whereabouts? I'm gonna guess like Parsons Cross. So I think Sheffield is better. But then, it's a funny one because these areas that I judge as rough and working class, they actually, I mean, I imagine you'll be able to tell me, they actually had, when it was, England, had a really strong sense of community, I believe. And like, people actually knew each other, whereas middle class people just don't talk to each other. So they're all just fucking conditioned bots. My status. And the only thing they interact with neighbours for is to keep up with them and outdo them. Like, it's pathetic. So yeah, I'd like to hear more about the grief you got in the 90s and who it was from and what it was like and which part you lived in and what it was like there. Rustic Journals, can you block you-know-who? That's where let's get it up. That's where I was, in the wrong area on a balcony with Palestine flags opposite me, and we got stared at for 10 minutes to get out of the area. Thought we were going to get kidnapped, not one woman inside. Oh, that sounds lovely. So this is in reference to Barcelona, is it? Oh, that sounds even worse than the part I was in. Yeah, I mean, any major city in Europe is just gone. I went to school with a guy who moved to Vietnam through work, met a lady and had a kid with her. Their house and surroundings were beautiful. Yeah, and Southeast Asia is great. I'm very dubious about getting into a relationship. You just hear so many horror stories. But then I managed to fucking have a horror story without even being in a relationship. So. Oliver Janic, a German YouTuber and truther, was arrested due to Telegram posing in the Philippines. Oh, it's really scary, that, isn't it? That's a shame. So what's the makeup of their government and religion and all that? And what did he post? This guy seems to know his stuff. Does that include Cyprus? I hear that's really good tax-wise. Now, I was chilling with a couple in Sheffield before I left, and the man in the relationship was a Cypriot. And he explained how, so they were pretty well off. They were running a hostel business, hostel restaurant business, I think, in Cyprus. And then, I can't quite remember, I don't think it was when we went to the Euro, it was something happened where they basically just said the money's worthless now, and they lost everything. So, yeah, that's just a little bit I know about that. Yes, I agree with that, along with Poland. And then what about like, Eastern Europe, so like Serbia and maybe even Croatia. The problem is you can only go for 3 months now out of every 6 months. Obviously, there are ways of getting longer term stuff there, but it's very hard. Like if you're over 30, certainly over 50, and you don't have a profession that they want, unless you're super rich, like it's very hard to get a long-term visa in these places, I believe, without doing some fucking job you don't want to. And it's not even like you can just go and get a job. Like you have to have a job in like an engineer or something like that, Yes, much better. Serbia, Montenegro is meant to be very safe and cool. Yeah, I'm really drawn to. I really want to experience that part of the world. More Barcelona stories from Sam. Also, a Spanish taxi driver wouldn't take us down an area. What they say, I felt I was dropped in another country. It was scary. So they wouldn't go to a certain area because it was like another country. Yeah, I mean, I just think the evidence is in from my experience and your experience, and what I can't mind Rich or something like that is saying, and from what we see in England, that any major city in mainland Europe is not safe anymore. Sheffield is kind of a goon. It's most trees per people than anywhere else in Europe. Right, yeah, I thought there was a little twist on it, but as Sheffielders have made to make this claim. San Cristobal was what I'd call a town, so not busy like a city, but much busier than where I live. Not enough greenery for me. Yeah, definitely not enough greenery. I totally agree with that. It's not somewhere I could have lived long term for that reason. You're dead right. Yeah, so important. It's so important. And it doesn't surprise me at all that you need that. Because you is beautiful. San Cristobal and Bacala looked amazing to me. Yes, I agree about Barcelona. It would be too busy and expensive. Bacala's too small. It's too small. And there's not enough greenery. There's only so much you can enjoy of the lake. And there's only one little area of the lake that you can go to without paying for an expensive hotel. San Cristobal is amazing, and if I had to live there, I could make it work and I could be happy there. But I think, much like myself and Rustic Journals, you are the kind of person that needs to be in nature. Am I right? I used to walk through Ecclesall Woods and up to Bent Screen, Ecclesall South, liked the wheat sheaf and the rising sun on Abbey Lane. That's so cool. Ecclesall Woods is just sensational. Like the fact that I grew up next to that, it's just amazing. But Wheat Sheaf and Rising Sun are a bit positive. I mean, but Wheat Sheaf has never worked. It's never worked as a pub. And now it was a Toby Carver, and now it's a Carter and Miller. I think it's doing all right as a Carter and Miller, but it never worked as a pub. But Rising Sun does work as a pub. Lots of ex-Sheffield Wednesday players go in there. I just find middle-class people so boring. Like, if I was to go in a pub, I wanted to have characters in it, like the Banner Cross, for example. I mean, I think that's been destroyed now as well. But the Banner Cross tap, and he's a tap room. The Banner Cross tap room used to have so many characters in it. It was when Roger and Janet ran it. I mean, they were cunts, but it was just amazing. But it's definitely been destroyed now. The last few guys, Terry and these old guys, they left and have started going to a micro pub across the road because the beer is now crap. My dad still pops in there, so I know what's going on there. If you are UK, then moving to mainland Europe is like a different cheek to the same arse, just a bigger place. Yeah, totally. It's got to be big. Sorry, bro. Very funny. So Never-Edge and Aberdale were invaded a long time ago, weren't they? So even in the 90s, yeah. So you were having trouble with non-traditionals, presumably. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, and I think that can be said for the whole of the UK. Oh, she's a Manor girl! Oh, badass! Yeah, so like, obviously I'm a middle-class pussy, and S11. The Manor was like notorious. And so I imagine it's not as bad as my image of it. And I imagine it's actually, got a community there, or certainly did have before, England fell. And so in school, we would use the Manor as like, if we were talking about ruffians, like basically what I just said, oh, Manor in it, yeah. So I'd love to hear about your childhood on the Manor and what it was really like, because I bet my projections onto it are not correct. I know Aberdale, know most of the lasses at Tesco. My brother went to Aberdale Grange and Silverdale. Aberdale Grange was pretty rough, right? Silverdale was just awful. That's where I went, and just like very academic. Let's fucking chop off all your personality and turn you into a robot. I was on Ecclesville. That is just amazing that you live in South America, yet you were living on Ecclesville Road in 2000. So when did I move to Ecclesville Road? I moved to Ecclesville Road on 2003. Marmion Road, just off Ecclesville Road. Bought my first house when I was 18. I'm not sure what you mean by Tim was up. Are you upwardly mobile? Have you gone from the Manor to Dublin Totley? That's impressive. My legs are a bit too long. Let me get some trousers. Ooh, let's get the Pigmovian trousers on. Oh, did you hear that? A couple of Mias wanted to talk to you. So I'm still using the slippers that I was given on the plane, but we now have a hole in one of them, so I don't think we're going to make it to a forest. Very upwardly mobile if you're now living in Tottenham. Oh, bloody hell, you've been well. I used to top run, does that mean organised? A three-party sound system in Sheffield called a Biotech sound system. I was probably off my head on ease at one of your parties. Well, we've just been talking about that. It really appeals to me. I'd really like to see it. I don't think I've ever been to Eastern Europe. I think the furthest east I've ever been is probably Croatia. Yeah, I think so. I think anywhere that holds a strong culture, is a relatively conservative mindset, has decent weather. I don't know what the weather's like there, actually. Yeah, I think so. I feel it. Like I feel like it appeals to me. I mean, you use the word live. That feels very, you know. I'm not going that far. I think I could live there. Would I choose to live there over Southeast Asia? Probably not. I definitely want to see it and experience it. And it's out of the Schengen agreement, isn't it? It's out of this whole 3 months bollocks thing since they totally scammed us over Brexit. Worderdale Road, early childhood in Darnell though, but mum and dad moved us to better schools. Wow, your mum and dad did very well to move from that Worderdale Road. Like, that's pretty much after Forward Road, almost, or some roads off Forward Road. And if you were never edge, that is one of the most expensive roads one can live on. So your parents must have worked hard. It's Cam. Are we filming Chef a lot? I don't understand that. My experience in the 90s, mostly around Aberdale and S7, same at school, high stores, so much better than Silverdale. So that was like Silverdale's rival, but like so different. Like focused more on the arts rather than the academics. Always from who do you suspect growing up around S7? Thanks for putting it like that. Happened so often back then, yeah. Yeah, that was the first place. I remember my mum was worked in Sharrow School when I was a kid. So, you know, we're talking early 90s. And yeah, only the teachers were English. Duh. I'm so stupid. Thanks for clarifying and pointing out how stupid I am. One of the few positives about Brexit was being able to live in Europe Eastern. Oh, so that changed. What do you mean live? Like, I don't understand. I don't know anything about this. So you're saying we can now live in Eastern Europe, and we couldn't before Brexit? I didn't know that. All I know is it's not included in that 3 month thing. Okay, yeah. Did wonder why. Yeah, that's really screwed people over, hasn't it? Like they totally used Brexit to just screw everyone over. Did nothing good with it and just did everything that everyone wouldn't want. Disgusting. Well, that's always a plus, isn't it? God, I can't wait to get stoned again. I just can't fucking wait. I didn't see your comments about the German government. Yes, please do that. That would help a lot. Yes, nature is when I'm at my best. Before my car broke down, you would find me in the forest most days. If my health were better, I would walk, but it's about a 3 or 4 hour walk to the closest one. Oh, yeah, that must be very challenging. Yeah. I mean, anyone who is connected with how do I word it? Anyone who is anyone who's not completely conditioned and robotic, like nature, everyone like on the journey of consciousness ends up resonating towards nature because it's true and real and fulfilling and away from concrete and noise and bars and socializing in that way. Oh, it's a very Sheffield chat. I like it. Not sure everyone else will, but 37, probably not. Tom, what do you think about the new Fargate pub? Nice downstairs, but upstairs looks like a bland hippie but shop. I don't know it. What's it called? That might help. Or is it called Fargate Pub? In which case, I don't know it. And I don't go in pubs, so I'm probably not going to know it anyway. I might know it from the outside. I did go in Wetherspoons quite a bit, but not to drink. I go up there to Steel Inn pub was rough. I was near the Merry Monk where Kieran's just been. I'm not sure who Kieran is. But maybe Monk, is that name of Crucible? Ah, what a selection of countries this is. I've lived in Canada, Russia, Kenya, South Africa, Australia, and the UK. Liked South Africa, but it was dangerous. It didn't used to be, did it? And then something happened, which we were all told was a great thing, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe you'll know more about that. So, none of those are countries I would choose, to be honest. Literally none of them. I mean, Canada is just a woke hellhole, isn't it? Russia intrigues me. I've been to Kenya, but I was 18. Africa just doesn't appeal to me at all. And I think South Africa is incredibly dangerous, and Australia is, pretty much the same as the UK, or have the same issues as the UK. So yeah, not a great selection, to be honest, but good on you for traveling and seeing the world. Yeah, that's understandable. All right, we've got to the end of the comments. I guess that means we've got to the end of the live. Bit of a down squib, 35 people. What is happening to? Hopefully, when we get not today Satan back, we'll get some better numbers. But maybe not, because everything seems to have crashed. Anyway, maybe the universe is telling me this isn't for me. Who knows? But if you believe it is for me, then please do support the channel with a like. Please do watch the video I'm releasing at 4:30 today. I genuinely think it's a really good one. I think the next 2 videos in particular are really good. Yeah, Guatemala, beautiful place. See you soon. Thanks for joining me.